Between September 12th and September 14th of 2001, gruesome remains are discovered in the World Trade Center ruins. Investigators find a pair of severed hands bound together with plastic handcuffs on a nearby building. According to the Newsweek article, September 15, 2001, they are believed to have belonged to a flight attendant. There are reports of whole rows of seats with passengers in them being found, as well as much of the cockpit of one of the planes, complete with the body of one of the hijackers and the body of another stewardess whose hands were tied with wire. Fire Lieutenant John McCall sees a body bag with a tag possible per pilot on it. McCall would later comment, "I found it pretty amazing that somebody's body could remain so intact after crashing through a skyscraper in the middle of an inferno." Yet contradicting the claim that a hijacker's body was found, only in February of 2003 are the remains of two hijackers identified. While all of the bodies and play parts are supposedly found, not one of the four black boxes for the two airplanes of Flight 11 and Flight 175 at the World Trade Center are ever found. A National Transportation Safety Board spokeswoman would later say in an article dated February 22nd, 2002 at CBS News, quote, "It's extremely rare that we don't get the recorders back. I can't recall another domestic case in which we didn't recover the recorders," end quote. The black boxes are considered nearly indestructible and are placed in the safest parts of the aircraft and are designed to survive impacts. However, there are 56 instances in which black boxes were never found on flights around the world. Immediately during the days after the Pentagon attacked, the authority of the FBI are taken to under the authority of the FBI, remains are taken to a temporary morgue in the Pentagon's north parking lot, where they are photographed, labeled, and they are placed in a refrigerator. They are transported to Davison Army Airfield at nearby base Fort Belvoir, and from there to Dover Air Force Base, Delaware, where there's a large mortuary created for use in wartime. FBI agents accompany the remains at all points during the transportation. About 250 people, including 50 medical examiners and 50 members of the FBI's disaster team, work at the mortuary to identify the remains. The remains are first scanned for the presence of unexploded ordnance or metallic foreign bodies. FBI experts then collect trace evidence to find any chemicals from explosives and also conduct finger point identifications. Other techniques used include dental records and x-rays. These samples are then sent to the Armed Forces Laboratory in Rockville, Maryland for DNA analysis. Identification is problematic because specimens are often unrecognizable and the body parts are too small, and they are always mixed with debris composed of aircraft and building materials. However, by the time Dover staff formally end their identification effort on November 16th, they have identified remains of 184 of the 189 people who died on board Flight 77 and inside the Pentagon.